we fixed the issue. All right, so let's go back here. So again, today we're going to be diving in, talking about the three-step formula to earn $1 million as a business loan broker. We're going to show you how we've used this to help over 24,000 people get into the space of offering business credit and lending as a service. And I'm also going to show you how anybody can do this, how anybody can actually successfully offer business credit and lending as well as an actual service. Let me see if I can mute this down here. They'll give me just 1 second here. So I think that is launched there. Hopefully we're still good there, Megan. And make sure you communicate with Alex to make sure we're still up. Don't mind us.
I'll nudge you if there's something off, but you're doing great. You do. Keep going.
So this is the first time Megan and I've ever been, I think, on a webinar together. And it's also the first time we've used Restream. We're on social. We're on a webinar. We've got a million things going on. So we're a few minutes late, admittingly, and we had a little bit of technical difficulties. So if you like to watch people mess up on live streams, you are in the right place today. So we're going to actually decode this thing and break it down where you can see how anybody can get into the space and successfully offer business credit and lending. I mean, we've had truck drivers jump into the space, credit repair companies jump into the space, people that just work in retail and want to launch a business. So many people succeed. And how do they do it? It's just a proven formula. We're going to show you how that's done. Now, as I mentioned before, if you failed trying to launch a new business, trying to take somebody's training and make it into a business, failed in the business credit and lending space, look, it's not your fault. The reality is that most training out there, most opportunities out there, most businesses out there fail to deliver in one of three core areas you're going to learn today. And you could learn how something works, but still not know how to sell it. Or you could learn how to sell it, but you don't know how to get leads for it. There's a lot of problems to make the right things successful. And there's a formula to that. And that's exactly what we're going to decode today. We're going to put all those past failures aside, and we're going to show you the actual 3 steps to succeed and how these steps overcome a lot of those issues that may have caused you to fail before when you're trying to launch a new business. Now, first of all, let me give you a little bit of a results disclaimer. You're not going to just make $1 million because you're here, right? So in order to succeed, first of all, you've got to follow our steps. We've got a proven system. You actually have to follow the steps. The second thing is that it's you that decides how much money you make. It's not me, it's you. And what I mean by that is that you are the one that determines the action that you are willing to take to put into something. How hard you work determines how much money you're going to make, right? That's just the way that it is. So you've got to actually do the work. This is kind of what it looks like. The success formula is that you take the training that we're giving you today. You got to start talking to entrepreneurs about getting money. Then you're taking action. And then you start making the money. And how much money you make really depends on the actions that you take. We'll give you the path forward to succeed, but it's your actions that will actually determine the success that you're going to get. So let me show you what it looks like for you and I when we actually do this successfully, right? Let me show you for a client's perspective, the kind of results that you're able to produce. Now, I've got a lot of these case studies I'm going to walk through today. A lot of them I won't read word for word, but I think this is important because it combines these secrets that we're going to talk about. And you can see the end result of somebody that thought they can't get any financing that gets $1 million in financing and how it's actually done. So here's from Christine Farrell in LaGrange, Indiana. Quote, "My husband, Brian, and I own Field Transportation LLC. We decided to start our business because of the freedom it gives us. We don't have to worry about clocking in and out. We can be financially free and go on to an amazing vacation without having to ask somebody for permission. 2 years ago, when we found Credit Suite, we were almost ready to shut down and say, enough is enough. We can't do it anymore. Since that day, we've gotten fuel cards, credit with most major retailers, cash credit, $185,000 in auto loans, equipment financing, and credit lines, all totaling over $1 million. At first, the money gave us the opportunity to keep our company open. Since then, we've expanded from a 1-truck operation to buying a 50-truck operation, and we've been able to use business credit to open another company as well. We've been able to hire more drivers, pay the bills when it's comfortable for us. It's just given us more flexibility. Plus, it's given our company a better rating, and that's gotten us more customers as well. Credit Suite is the real deal. We're so appreciative for all they've done for us." Look, this is the kind of results you're going to be able to produce for clients and the kind of testimonials that you are able to receive as well. And you can see here just some of Christine's approvals. Here's one of her $300,000 approval. Here's one of her approvals with Dell, her business credit reports that show hundreds and hundreds of thousands of available credit on it. Here's her actually going through the number of trade lines she has. I think at this point, she had about nearly 40 trade lines across her business reports. A truck she bought. Here she says, "Hey, our leases, trucks for the oil fields, all done on business credit." So again, this is the kind of vehicles that she's using business credit to be able to buy. Here's a tract of land that she was buying for new business as well, and more insight with hundreds of thousands of available credit that actually shows up on her reports, just to kind of show you what's possible when you're building business credit. She got 185,000 additional in Ford to be able to buy this truck as one of her fleet as well. So gives you an idea of what's possible for the clients when you're actually helping them successfully get money. Now, here's another one of our clients, Kylan Trower. And again, I'm not going to read all this to you, but to tell you a little bit about Kylan, and we'll be revisiting Kylan later on today as well. He says, hey, look, this is the best paint by number system to get up to 250,000 of business credit that reports on your business credit reports. He says, what I like most is you have access to actual coaches that will take you by the hand and walk you through the system. What I like about Kylan is Kylan was a gym teacher. He didn't want to be a gym teacher anymore. I think it'd be cool because you get to climb the rope and build all that upper body strength. But Kylan had enough, and he said, I want to get into something else. And we'll talk a little bit about his later success later today. But he got into the business credit lending space, secured a ton of money to be able to do so, and then really hit a home run with building a sales team out there, getting affiliates to actually help him offer business credit and lending and expand, and grew the business very rapidly. And again, we'll talk about his results a little bit later today. Here's another one, Joe Smith. And I like this. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but you get an idea. Hey, he says, Credit Suite has not only transformed our lives, but also allowed us to help 46 other entrepreneurs build their businesses through business credit. So keep in mind that this is 46 clients is the equivalent of about $130,000 in funding. So about $130,000 he was able to actually get in funding or make in commissions offering business credit and lending. And he did this just months in to getting started. So here's somebody that had no experience with business credit and busted into the space, and we helped him get to $130,000 in sales months in to him actually getting going, which is pretty cool. Here's Herman Dulce. Herman's still a really big player out in the space. Quote, Credit Suite proved themselves to me from the start. The timely response and consistent support have been incredible. I've seen firsthand how their system could transform businesses, and now I offer their services to my clients. The best part is witnessing my clients' excitement when they secure tens of thousands of dollars in just a few weeks. It's life-changing for them. Credit Suite has helped me save time, grow my business, and expand my network. Again, he goes on and on about what he does and all the credit lines and financing he's been able to get, how he speaks about events nationwide. He speaks on podcasts nationwide. He's literally been able to turn this into a seven-figure business offering business credit and lending. So first of all, are you in the right place today? Well, this really training is for people that are doers, that are dreamers, that are rebels, risk takers, trailblazers, kind of those crazy enough to say, look, I want to do something different. I want to go out and help people. I want to make money. And if you're crazy enough to follow that dream, well, then you're in the right place. If you're looking to make money as a primary business or even a secondary business, adding on to the primary business you may have, and while helping other people, well, then you're in the right place. And this is also for those that want to start a new loan broker company, and maybe those that have already running one now or have tried but haven't made the actual money that you would like to make. So Megan and I's goal for today is to show you how to start and launch your own business loan brokerage company. So if you've never done this before, we're going to show you the right way to start and launch this business. We are going to show you how to offer business credit, loans, and credit as a primary business or a secondary business. A lot of the people you're going to hear from today, they're not even doing this as their primary business. They're doing this as a bolt-on, an add-on service. They're offering business credit and lending as a secondary service on top of their primary service, while other people are doing this as their primary thing. We're going to show you how to succeed either way. We're also going to show you how to make over $1 million a year as a business loan broker. So if you're sitting here and thinking, hey, I want to make next year the best year ever. I want to make money that's like money I couldn't even contemplate making a year ago. Well, then you're in the right place. We're going to show you how to easily do that and give you every single thing you need by the end of the training today to be able to actually go do that, to start making money. You're going to hear from a lot of different entrepreneurs that are getting hundreds of thousands or $1 million plus in funding from this system, and also those that are making hundreds of thousands or $1 million plus annually with this system as well. So you're going to hear all of this today and be able to kind of pave the path together for you to succeed. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself, and Megan is with us today too, and I want Megan to chime in here. So my name is Ty Crandall, and I'll tell you a little bit about my story here in a minute, but Megan and I have been featured on places like Inc., Forbes, Entrepreneur. We are the head of the largest business credit building company in the actual country, and you'll see us on podcast interviews and news stations and speaking at events. Megan just got back from a very successful real estate event where she was speaking last month. I was at a real estate event literally in Mexico. I just got back yesterday. So we literally are all over the world talking about this. And I'll tell you a little bit about what brought me here to this point. And then I want to have Megan chime in, introduce herself as well, and tell you a little bit about what brought her to this point, because you might be able to relate with where we came from to get to where we are now. So for me as an entrepreneur, the very first business I ever owned was a mortgage company. I owned it and I put a lot of blood, sweat, tears, late nights into building it, built it into a 7-figure business. And then the mortgage crisis occurred. And I saw firsthand how you could build something and something comes out of left field like COVID, you have no control over, didn't see coming. And all of a sudden it wipes out everything that you built. So I went from having a very successful business to having to shut it down, to lay people off, to not be able to pay my rent payments and get out of my lease, to actually going to work from home, to ultimately having to get out of the industry altogether. And that pushed me, because I did personally guarantee my business debts, it pushed me to the point of near personal bankruptcy as well. Foreclosure, near bankruptcy. I had repossessions. My cars were repossessed. I mean, Megan and I still deal with this today. When we still try to go get an SBA loan, we still have problems as a result of what happened in these days. I mean, I almost filed bankruptcy, paid the attorney thousands of dollars, did all the paperwork, and pulled back right at the last minute and decided to actually fight my way back. So I got into business because I just wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to be at their sporting events. I wanted to be able to take them on crazy vacations. My parents were phenomenal parents, but my dad worked so much to support our family that sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know if he wanted to be around us because he worked so much. He was working in the evenings. He was working on weekends. Now, as an adult, I see how much they put in to make sure that my sister and I had the opportunities that we actually had. And I wanted to make sure that I could be there for my kids while presenting them the opportunities for them as well. So I started in business. And after this business failed, it was the first time in my life that I really recognized doing things to help people instead of doing things to make money. It literally changed my life. I opened a consumer credit business. I started to realize that customers had an interest in business credit. I started getting business credit. I built that business up using business credit and was able to exit that business. And today I'm able to use business credit and lending to help tens of thousands of business owners successfully build their business. And then that money has helped me build a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business. And then with Megan, even an 8-figure business in this actual space. So I'm not here today to talk to you about some concept that may work or some overnight guru that's talking about all the fancy things I have and what I've done. Look, we've built an 8-figure business in this space. And today we're going to show you how we did it so you can do it as well. And by the way, the final result is now I'm able to do all those things I want to do. Like, I'm going to finish today. And when we are done today, I'm going to slide out of here and go to my daughter's soccer game. That's why I got into business. I get to travel the world, whether we're hanging out with SEALs in the Bahamas or racing buggies through the desert in Las Vegas or on some other obscure island around the world riding horseback. I mean, I finally accomplished what I've set out to accomplish with the help of offering business credit and lending. It's what allowed me the opportunity to go from being dead broke, near bankrupt, horrible credit, and actually go from that point to building a successful 8-figure business. So Megan, if you don't mind, chime in. You might be able to relate. If you don't mind, tell everybody kind of a little bit about your experience, about what brought you here.
Yeah, I think it's so interesting. And I was looking for my slides, but of course they're not easily acceptable or easily accessible. But I think it's really interesting when you look at our timelines and how they run in parallel. So if you guys can all envision me, I was a really young commercial lender. And in fact, and on top of it, I looked even younger than I really was. I wasn't somebody that took no easily, and I was stubborn, and I worked my way up quite quickly from being a teller to then doing commercial construction and handling the draws to suddenly my mentor and my boss said, hey, you need to now be a lender. And he walked me through how to do it. And I'm eternally grateful for that. But I'll never forget, there was a day that finally, just the last straw. I had told a business owner that they were declined yet again for the 100th time or 1000th time as a lender. You do it all day long, but I was limited on my ability to tell them exactly what they needed to fix. And I was frustrated with this. I really had a reputation in my community as a lender, as the person that when everybody else was saying, no, come go to her. There's this girl that looks, quite young, and people initially did not take me seriously, but I found ways to get deals done. I would ask questions, I would make phone calls. And I had to tell this guy no. And then I watched through my window. I even get emotional thinking about it because I'm a business owner and he's crying in his car because he can't make payroll because I told him no. And I know why he got declined, but I can't physically tell him why because of bank regulation. That was the straw. I was done because I knew that I could do more. Now, mind you, I had a quite successful banking career. I had a 401k. I had all this stability. And what I didn't know at this time is I was also expecting my daughter. And life was about to get really serious. And when I found out I was having my daughter, I decided I want to be mom. That's number one priority. But I was not in a financial position where I could just quit working. And so I took the leap to solve both of the pain points in my life, which was I was really tired of telling business owners no and not being able to tell them why they were declined or what they need to do to fix it because of regulation. I'd find ways to tiptoe around it, but when push came to shove, I really wasn't able to help them at the level in which I was equipped to help them. And then on top of that, I needed to be a mom and I needed to be at home with my child. That was really important to me. And so I started consulting. I was essentially out there looking for customers and helping them prepare for financing and the equivalent type of what we sell to our partners, right? I was doing this, and lo and behold, I had to create software for it. And it was one of the first ever business credit building. It was the first ever business credit building software. And it has been an incredible journey. I don't want to take any more time. I could tell this story forever, but this is about where our lives intersected. And I'm forever grateful that they did, because it changed my life, it changed yours, and it changed. We have a whole team behind us, Ty. We have about 80 people, right? And that's mind blowing. I don't even know how we got here, but we did. And then on top of it, we're able to help people have an additional form of revenue. We know our partners and our affiliates. And I just feel grateful that we've had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I agreed. It's been an interesting journey for us and so many of our partners. And a lot of that we're going to share throughout today, because you're talking and hearing from somebody that went from a 9-to-5 job, right? And somebody else that went from being dead broke. I mean, I still feel horrible. And I don't tell me all the time, I feel horrible. We're trying to get the SBA going. And this foreclosure from like the mortgage crisis came back up. But it's my story. It's what brought me here. And you're about to find out how somebody in that situation with bankruptcy or near bankruptcy, I mean, foreclosure, repossessions, horrible credit, in a high risk industry. Somebody else comes from life of 9-to-5. How do you do this and make this into an 8-figure business? Well, that's exactly what we're going to map out today. And by the way, I just want to give some shout outs here. Bertha's in the call. Mike is saying hi. Freddie is saying hi. Tafakara. I don't know if I said that correct as well. Freddie is in there. Dee, Bertha, Linda, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Donnie, Rich, thanks for saying hello. Megan's in the chat saying hi to everybody as well. Greg is in there. Sean is in there. So if you don't mind, give us a shout out. Tell us where you're coming in from. Tell us the industry you're in as well. So here's the interesting thing. We have done this for a long time. And what we're going to do today is we have spent a lot of time learning the hard way to do this. And today we're going to show you the easy way to get this done. So if you've been struggling, it's because there are too many overnight gurus on places like TikTok and Instagram. There are people that talk about stuff because maybe it worked for them, or maybe they're looking at our training or something else, and then they're trying to regurgitate and teach that, but they don't really own it, live it, breathe it, do it. They haven't done it for even 10 people, let alone for 50,000 plus people, right? So if you've struggled, it's because there's a lot of gurus out there just giving bad information. And at the same time, there's never really been a reliable, scalable way to be able to make this industry work. And that's exactly what we're going to show you today, how to actually tap into that. So I'm going to read one more of these case studies so you can see the end result somebody can get. And then I won't read all these and more. I might read some pieces of them, but I want you to see the end result and how this changes somebody's life. Because not only are we going to show you today how to make a lot of money in this space, we're going to show you how to legitimately change people's lives. And Josh has a really interesting story I want to share. So let me read this to you. Quote, one thing that's beautiful about Credit Suite is you start with baby steps. The first thing that we did is get a couple of revolving credit lines and store credit. Then we graduated to gas cards. Then we ended up getting a very nice line of credit at Amazon. Then we worked our way up to getting a very, very nice SBA loan. Thanks to Credit Suite, we were able to really get our business finances in order from a what looks good to potential lenders and potential creditors. And we became very attractive to lenders. The best options are always available to those that have their credit game locked down. And that's what the Credit Suite platform allows you to do. We've been able to make smart investments in staffing, marketing systems, sales systems, product development, all these things before Credit Suite, we just really couldn't do. I don't have to stress out as much because I've got money in the bank to take advantage of opportunities. I'm not stressed out anymore. I can keep a bank account that has plenty of cushion in there. And that cushion, just honestly, it makes me a better dad. It makes me a better husband because I'm not stressing out, unquote. This always touches an emotional chord to me because there's been many a times in my past where I've sat there with my kids looking at me eye to eye, having a conversation. And they say, what do you think, Dad? And I'll be honest, I was completely spaced out. I was in another world. I was thinking about meeting payroll. I was thinking about things for the business. I wasn't present because, quite honestly, I was just stressed. I didn't have the money. Now I know what it's like to be able to go out and have vacations, know things are going to run smoothly, and not have to worry about those things, and be 100% present with my family. I remember when I was younger, being able, and my kids were younger, my daughter would say, Dad, I appreciate you being at my soccer game, but why are you always on your phone? And that made me feel horrible because I thought I was doing the right thing by being there, but here I was on the phone. And I'm always very aware and conscious of that now in the world that I'm in to make sure that I'm present. And that's exactly what Josh is talking about. But how did he get there? This is somebody that tried to get the money and couldn't get the money, but he went in and he actually executed. And we'll come back and talk about Josh throughout today because he executed these secrets we're going to talk about. And then it opened up for him. He got started. He got these small credit lines, business credit. Then he got an SBA loan. Then he ended up pivoting from PR to a LinkedIn lead generating machine on LinkedIn and killed it and broke through and had 7-figure business. Now, what's interesting, if you talk to Josh, Josh is like, hey, look, you can talk about my successes, but nobody likes to talk about the 13 businesses he had that failed before he got to the one that succeeded, right? And it's all because somebody helped him get the money he needed to succeed. Why did somebody fail in 12 businesses and then succeed in the 13th? Well, a lot of experience in the first 12 to get there. But if you hear it from Josh, it's because 13th, he got the money he needed to make it successful. And this is the type of thing that you and I are able to be part of. Here's Pam. And Pam says, hey, look, their training is exceptional. Their team provides unwavering support. Selling their product is easy because I've had confidence in the ability to take care of my clients. Thank you, Credit Suite, for being awesome and empowering my entrepreneur journey. And again, she's somebody that offers this as a secondary service, making 6 figures a year with business credit. Here's Ari. Hey, my clients are extremely satisfied with the program. They're securing substantial funding and greatly appreciating it. I encourage everyone to take advantage of this excellent program, offering business credit and lending. Right, here's Kevin Foster. Hey, I'm the owner of TRW Services. Adding business credit services to our offerings 2 years ago was a game changer. We provide not only personal credit help, but also assist clients in accessing business credit and funding. It has significantly boosted our revenue, and we're thrilled with the results. Everybody's telling a similar story. Our revenue skyrocketed and we helped a bunch more people. So if this is what you're looking to do, is make a lot more money while helping a lot more people, you're starting to get an idea of how many people this actually touches. But look, unfortunately, we've all been doing it the hard way for a long time now. We've tried to launch a business and put in time and effort. We got dismal results. We buy online courses, watch videos online, get excited, but then they don't deliver to us. We don't have the proper training and mentorship to succeed. We may not be in a business that's lucrative. I've been there before when I was in a consumer credit business. It was a nightmare. I was like, if I could just get to 100 new clients a month, It's a struggle to get to 100 new clients a month. So many people say, if I could just get to this many people a month, I never was able to get to that level that I actually set for myself. So maybe you've tried to make money, but you're not in a really lucrative business where you can start making money quickly. Or maybe you invested in programs that don't deliver or give you a proven formula for success. Again, you're learning from some overnight guru, and there's a lot of crazy ones out there. I mean, one on TikTok says, just because you have an LLC, the law says that the bank has to give you $250,000 in funding. Like, it's the most absurd, untruth thing I've ever seen. And to figure out how to do it, all you have to do is buy his course, right? So there's so many of those people out there, and they're just talking, but they don't actually have a proven formula for success. And this is probably why you have not been able to get the results you are trying to get. Well, Megan and I are going to figure all of this out with you right now. We're going to reveal the solution to this over the next 90 minutes in this actual training by revealing to you these 3 secrets that we've discovered, helping 24,000 business people break into the loan brokerage space. What makes them successful? It's 3 things. The first thing is we're going to reveal to you the maximum money framework. And this is basically how to make maximum money with business credit that everybody can qualify for, and back in commissions on funding as well. The next thing we're going to do is reveal secret 2, which is the Business Loan Broker Academy. This is how you get the training and mentorship that you need to start making money quickly and easily. And then you've got to also have step 3. And this is missed on so many different programs out there that are trying to teach you how to be successful with getting money, right? They don't teach you the marketing and sales system. So we're going to reveal that to you as well today, how to deploy marketing that attracts entrepreneurs and use a proven sales system to close deals. So everything you need to market, to be able to sell, to get the training you need, to have the product offerings, all of that we're going to reveal over the course of total time, 90 minutes. Now, a lot of you are coming into chat right now on live stream and in the webinar. Hey, say hello. Tell me where you're coming in from. Give me a shout out. What are you looking to do? How much money would you like to make next year as a business loan broker? And keep in mind, if you have questions along the way, Megan will be in the chat answering some, and then we'll stick around to the end to make sure that those questions are answered as well. So without further ado, let's just get right to this. Let's start with secret 1. Now, before we do, Megan, any thoughts before we jump in here to secret 1?
Oh, thoughts, put me on the spot. No, but there is a lot of good chat in there, so keep it coming. And if you have questions, go ahead and throw them in the Q&A. That way I can make sure I respond to them, and then I'll just interject from time to time.
Sounds good. So secret 1, maximum money framework. This is how to make maximum money with business credit that all business owners can qualify for, and back in funding commission. So I first was introduced to this. I first figured this out on my own when I started to offer lending. I love lending. Business lending is absolutely for me. I've spent decades in the financial services space. I'm the kind of guy, I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of guy that if somebody tells me what they're doing running a business, I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. I want to go do that. And then the next person tells me, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. I want to go do that. Everything, when somebody tells me their business model, I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. I want to go do that. But I can't do all those things. So being in this space where I get to help business owners get the money to do those things has always been super cool. But here's the problem. When I started helping people with loans, what I quickly realized is maybe 1 out of 10 could qualify for anything. They couldn't get a loan. They couldn't get a credit line. They didn't have revenue and credit and all the stuff that was needed. And I'm going to show you ways around some of those things today. But that's when I jumped in. I couldn't figure out how to get business owners money because only 1 out of 10 could qualify. Then I discovered business credit, and business credit was a game changer because with business credit, you might close 10 or 20% of the people you talk to. So maybe you make $2,000 on a funding commission like I was, right? Well, 1 out of 10 people I talk to, I make $2,000. But with business credit, when I started offering business credit as a service, then what happened is now 20% of those people bought. So now 2 out of 10 would buy business credit and pay me $3,000 a piece, right? Which was $6,000. Then I made $2,000 in funding commissions, and I was making $8,000 on those 10 people. A normal loan broker was only making $2,000 because they weren't offering business credit. This was a game changer. And when we started Credit Suite and we brought this out to our partner network, they felt the same way. They were able to offer lending to all the people that could get lending, but then offer business credit to everybody who couldn't get lending, and they were able to help a lot more people. And by the way, then they were able to offer business credit to the people that could get lending as well as an upsell. So all of a sudden they were making exponentially more money, and I was making exponentially more money. And I realized this is the way to do it. If you're going to help people get money, you need to help them with as many opportunities as you can. So the first step of this secret is you've got to offer business credit. Look, anybody can get business credit. If they have an entity, they are able to build business credit. And by the way, you can even help them get the entity set up for them to be able to build business credit. Now, lending is a little bit different. And by the way, you can see just a few results here of clients just fanning out all of their different approvals, showing how much money they're able to get. This person on the right, $200,000 in funding. These other two don't even have amounts of the total funding they're getting, but you can start to see how much credit they're accumulating. But if you're going to get lending, typically a business owner needs to have cash flow or credit or collateral. But if they don't have one of those, a normal loan broker offering business lending will tell them, no, I can't help you. You don't have cash flow, you don't have credit, you don't have collateral. The answer is no. But business credit gives you the ability to say yes, even if they don't have one of these strengths. So all of a sudden, a normal loan broker that's telling people no, 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 you have a solution that's yes to everybody. And that makes you very appealing, because all these business owners that have tried to get money and failed, maybe you can relate, I can relate, tried a lot to get money and failed before I met Megan. And she revealed to me several of the things that we're going to show you today. So again, I struggled to get funded, couldn't get it done. But I was able to get business credit, and through business credit, I was able to grow it and start building my business right from the ground up. So business credit gives you the ability to help everybody because it's money that everybody can get. Here's a quote from SBA, quote, establishing and managing business credit can help your company secure financing when you need it and with better terms. Look, everybody knows the importance of business credit in the financial space, especially SBA. Now, the second step of the secret is you have to help clients avoid denials. Now, I'm going to let Megan speak to this. It's called Fundability because she invented it. Megan is literally the one that came from being in the banking industry and realizing, as she told you, all these people were getting turned down for reasons they could control, and really literally inventing the word fundability, okay, and then actually building a whole system around it to help people stop getting denied. So Megan, talk to them a little bit about fundability.
Yeah, so absolutely. This is a very banker way of looking at it. And admittingly, this looks very overwhelming, because here's the thing. When we started to scale our team Tide, people came to me, our team members, and they were like, can you write down everything you know? I need a book, I need a manual. And we tried. And if you remember, there's a lady named Roni, and she'd follow me around in my day-to-day in my meetings. And I'm like, add that to the book, add this to the book. Every single reason that a customer would get approved or denied, or some sort of thing that we would need to overcome. And then every story from my baking experience. But I don't think anybody has ever cracked that book open. It's ridiculously large because people weren't able to absorb it. It was just so much information. This helps organize it in a way. You see, we have these 5 pillars. These are the things that impact a business's ability to get access to the capital that they need. So first and foremost, the thing that I loved that you talked about, Ty, just before this is we want businesses to have one of the 3 C's. And on top of it, we want businesses to fund their businesses with their business, right? How many times did I just say business? And I'm going to say it again. We business owners, one of the best messages that you all can get out to business owners is fund your business with your business. And guys, at the conference I just spoke at, and honestly, every conference I've ever spoke at, every time I talk to business owners, they are funding their business with their personal funds. That should be the #1 red flag. And guys, we are the kind of friends that tell each other when we have something on their face. So that is one of the elements of a business's fundability. So there's 5 sections in this fundability. We have the foundation. Look, they're not fun, but this is the main reason that businesses get declined. Banks get so many fraudulent applications. I know, I was a banker and then I worked on the underwriting side. They get so many fraudulent applications. So the first thing a lender, a creditor does is validate that the business is real. A foundation is critical to success. Ty will talk about this. People try to set up their foundation on their own, and there can be so many issues with that. We want to do it in the right way. Then we want to establish business credit reports because that adds to the 3 C's, and it really helps the business get financing under the business name. So think about it. If you have cash, you've got credit, or you have collateral, well, now I'm adding a second form of credit. I have personal credit and I have business credit. And then I'm applying the right way, and I am making sure the business is set up in a way that gets financials. That's how you build your fundability. Ty?
Yeah. And what's interesting, and even if you try to take a screenshot of this, I will show you later today how you can actually access the fundability matrix, because this is where Megan has taken all of that she put in the book and then literally put it into a visual format that our team uses to be able to help somebody improve their fundability. The stats on this are staggering. More than half of all loan applications that are denied are just denied because of this. It's not that you don't qualify. It's not loan. It's not because of your credit score. It's not because of your revenue. It's not because of your time in business. Don't get me wrong. That is a factor that will tie into some denials. But statistically, more than half of all apps that are denied for this. So the reason we show you this is that you can imagine that if you are the loan broker that knows this, and 9 out of 10, 9.9 out of 10 don't, then they're just turning people down, and they don't know why they're turned down. They just say no, and the person moves on. Then the person finds you, and you're able to look at fundability, figure out why they're getting turned down, make a tweak here, an adjustment there, and then all of a sudden they're able to turn around and get approved where they previously would have been denied. And that's really what this fundability formula does, is that nearly 90% of our clients don't even make it through our basic checks with where they're off on fundability. But when we're able to fix fundability, we're able to turn around and get them approved. And I've got a great testimonial that I don't have pulled up now of the samples where they went and they tried to get an Amex card and got denied. They tried to get a loan and got denied. We figured out there were some things wrong with their foundation. We fixed them. Then they turned around and got a no limit Amex, denial to no limit. And then they turned around and got the exact same loan that they'd previously been denied for, just because we fixed fundability. So by fixing the reasons that get people denied, now you're able to get a lot more approvals, and that matters to you as a loan broker because that's what pays you commissions. Now, the third part of this step is that we've got to make sure that the third part of the secret, I should say, is we've got to have access to every single funding option that's out there. Look, many business owners get denied funding and they think it's because they don't qualify. But the reality is they're just looking at the wrong funding program. They went somewhere, they got denied, and they applied for the wrong funding program. What do I mean by that? Maybe they had really good credit and no revenue, and they went to a lender that offers a type of revenue lending, and they applied and got denied thinking, I can't get a loan. But they could have got a loan. They just should have applied at a lender that looks at their credit, not their revenue. This happens all the time. There are hundreds and hundreds of different types of funding programs. We at Credit Suite deal with over 1,000 different lenders. So how do you, if you're novice as a business owner, figure out the right lender to apply for, the right program? Most fail to do this correctly. They get denied. So as a loan broker, you succeed if you offer every kind of lending program that's out there. We're going to show you how to easily do this today, because now you can help more people get approved. And then we invented something called funding stacking, because our clients oftentimes get so many different kinds of funding. Like they come in thinking they can't get any. And we saw that already in testimonials today. Christine said, we were going to give up. We were done. Now we got $1 million in money. How do you go from giving up, getting no money to $1 million? You start stacking all of these options together. Now you get revenue lending, then you get a term loan, then you get credit line hybrid. And so this helps you help more clients and get the clients you are helping get more money. And that matters to you, because not only are you helping more people, the more money you secure for somebody, the higher your funding commissions are. So this really rounds out this entire secret, where we talk about the maximum money framework, where we help them get maximum money by offering business credit anybody can get, by fixing the stuff that's getting them turned down, by offering them every funding option that's out there. And that helps us help more people, help people get more money, which raises the amount of money that you're actually making. Not to mention that now you can help everybody, because business credit's in the mix versus just a smaller percentage of people that can qualify for lending. And that brings me to secret 2 of 3. Loan Broker Academy. How do you get the training and mentorship you need to start making money quickly and easily? So when we first started doing this, like I didn't know a lot about business lending. I knew a lot about consumer lending, but not business lending. So I hired this guy, James, and James came in. He had a company that was in the space. He was the only one I'd ever knew that was in the space. He owned a company called See Profit back in the day. Okay. And he offered a bunch of different lending programs. So I hired him. He came in for the day. Megan was there, and we just had him teach us everything that he knew. We paid him to teach us every single thing that he knew. We knew the lenders, we knew the loan programs. That was a long day, if you remember back, Megan. And again, now we had the training. We started to have the mentorship that we needed to be able to figure this out. So now as we started to offer funding to our clients, we realized that even if we gave them the perfect software, the perfect product to sell, they couldn't do it without the mentorship. So Credit Suite adopted a model that actually is the same used by the CIA. And what you see here is this model. Hopefully you can figure it out. I'm just kidding. I don't expect you to figure that out. It looks like crazy drawings. But on the right, you see Andrew Bustamante. Now, Andrew is an ex-CIA agent. He also owns a company called Everyday Spy. And this is where I really learned how you hyper coach people. Now, what you see here is called the rapid proficiency model. And this is the model the CIA uses to actually coach their agents to rapidly improve their skill set to become agents. We use exactly the same model here at Credit Suite to be able to coach our clients as well. And here's how it works. If we look at the left image here, we see how people typically learn. They learn a little bit. They kind of have this little slow. They kind of level off a little bit. And they learn a little bit here and they level off. And it's just this really slow kind of process upwards, right? So when I first learned this, I went to a camp that Andrew hosted, and he was showing me how to shoot a gun. Now, I'm not a shooter. I'm not opposed to guns. I don't have a stance one way or the other. I just never grew up with it, right? So I've never really been a shooter before. And so I went in there, and Andrew said, by the end of this day today, you're going to proficiently be able to shoot a gun on the move and doing all this. I'm like, that's insane. Everybody laughed. They're like, Ty doesn't shoot guns. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's see how this works. And sure enough, by the end of the day, when I learned how this training worked, I was able to shoot proficiently. I hit the target, bing, 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 bing. Then I was able to shoot on the move. Then I was able to shoot while people had real guns, but plastic bullets while they were shooting back at me. I was able to shoot getting in a vehicle. I was able to shoot getting out of a vehicle. All these crazy things that even proficient shooters weren't able to do, I was able to do at a very, very, very good level. So how is it done? It's called this rapid proficiency model. And here's how it works. Normal people go through this left model because they make a mistake, they learn a little, they figure it out, then they go up a little bit, and it's just this really slow learning curve. But what the CIA does, and what we've learned helps people learn the most once we've adopted this, is this rapid learning. It's this real-time learning. It's having somebody right at your side and telling you not to make the mistake, or letting you know exactly what you did wrong the minute you make a mistake. It's this immediate correction of what's going on. So you can make mistakes, but instead of developing bad habits and then have to go through this long learning curve, what the CIA model uses and what we've learned works well is this model, the rapid proficiency model, where you learn a little bit, and then look at this. That's hockey stick growth. And then you're all the way up here. Well, this other person is slowly going up learning. Our clients are going rapid learning. So how is that done? Well, we're giving them all this information in real time to help the client actually understand what it takes to get approved before they apply. Then if they make a mistake, our coaches are correcting them in real time to help them avoid failure. We do the same thing with our loan brokers. So our loan brokers are out there and go, oh man, I tried to go to this networking event. It didn't work. Well, what did you do? What did you say? Oh, well, here's exactly what you should do next one. So this real-time coaching, this real-time correction is what gets these exponential results very quickly, because you don't make all these mistakes and then make them again and then develop bad habits. It's like, even if you do make a mistake, you immediately are corrected, and that immediate correction is what puts you there. And by the way, to give you what this was like shooting a gun, they were teaching me stuff so fast that my mind couldn't absorb it. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm the kind of guy that I'm like, slow down. I need to learn this skill set first. They're like, that's not how the model works. You move forward, next skill set. I'm like, I don't even have that skill set down. And what happened is it was so fast that it embedded into me a way, it all became subconscious so quick. And I couldn't believe it. So that's exactly how you can succeed as a loan broker. It's this rapid proficiency model, but you can only get it with the right training and mentorship you need to succeed. So how do you do that? Well, step one is you've got to have access to basic training. You have to learn loan programs. You have to learn business credit. You have to learn the basics that you need to even be able to successfully offer this. Now, we call this basic training, partner basic training for our clients. It doesn't matter if you're working with Credit Suite or you're not. You've got to have this basic training knowledge to be able to get the information you need to even successfully offer business credit and lending. Now, the next thing you need ongoing coaching and mentorship. So I told you I was already at this event in Mexico, this real estate event this weekend. It was really interesting talking to a lot of the attendees because they're there to get mentorship so they can actually grow faster. They're part of mentorship programs, the coaching programs, so they can actually grow faster. They've already recognized, you've probably already recognized that when you get guidance from mentors and from experts, you can grow way faster and grow exponentially versus this slow growth. So this is something that we've learned at Credit Suite and why we've got a whole team, a partner success team and account executives that just help our partners successfully offer business credit and lending. You got to have that mentorship from experts. Now, the third thing, you have to have ongoing industry training. Look, we're in an industry where things are changing rapidly. I'll give you an example. Right now, credit card stacking is smoking hot. It is smoking hot. I mean, lenders are doing stuff we've never seen them do in the space before. The approval rate on that funding program is increased by like 30% on average. But you wouldn't know that if you're not getting ongoing industry training. You have to be aware of changes. You have to be aware of new products and old products that go away. Which products are hot right now and which ones are cooling off and you are not the right ones to offer. This ongoing industry training of what's happening really becomes very important for your success. If you don't have basic training, if you don't have ongoing industry training, and if you also don't have mentorship from experts, then you are not going to be successful. And by the way, if you've not succeeded offering something in the past or starting a new business, if you really think about it, it's probably because you didn't have one of these three things or all of these things. You didn't have basic training. You didn't have mentorship from experts. You didn't have ongoing industry training. If you miss one of these steps of the secret, then you're probably not going to be successful. It's probably what could have led you to actually fail. So that being said, are you starting to kind of see this? And if so, what do you think? Are you excited about the idea of offering business credit, of offering money? Okay, go ahead and type in the chat if this is something that resonates with you. And if you're saying, yeah, this makes sense. I'm starting to realize, well, maybe I've tried something before and haven't succeeded, or how I could know nothing about this, but actually be successful, right? Because in step one, now we're offering a product everybody can get. You know, now we're able to come in and figure out what got them turned down and get them approved. Now we're able to access every funding product and get more people approved and people approved for more money. Now we're able to access mentorship and basic training and ongoing industry training. And now you're starting to see how if you're putting all this together, you have that true recipe for success.
And that brings you're getting tons of yeses. And it's really interesting. They're validating those 3 steps to learning. You know, because we actually have some commercial lenders in the house, which is pretty incredible. And we also have people in this group that are trying to get large SBA loans. And it's quite hard for me to answer these questions in chat because they are so elaborate. And if I give wrong advice, I read and was speaking at the same time, and that's always problematic. But I give poor advice, then it's going to actually impact this person. So you're really talking about, Ty, there's so many overnight gurus, there's so much information out there, it is completely overwhelming. And one of the red flags often for people is, I'm going to figure this out on my own. And then you and I both know they'll come back a year later and they're still not quite where they should be. In fact, they're really far behind. And so there's so much to it, and we're talking about these concepts on the surface, but that's why I love our program is it just teaches them the details. So you got lots of good chatter going on, lots of detailed questions, and I'm like, I can't answer them all perfectly because there's more to it. Yeah.
I love it. Well, let's dive into secret 3, the marketing and sales system. Look, even if you have the training, even if you have the product, and that's what we've talked about, even if you have the product and the training, you're still not going to be successful if you can't market and sell. And that's what Secret 3 is, the marketing and sales system. It's how to deploy magnetic marketing that attracts the entrepreneurs you want, and then use a proven sales system to actually close deals. And man, we've learned this the hard way, because what we found along the way is that you have to be able to do both. So many people have what they need to succeed, but they don't know how to get customers. And by the way, that's the number one concern I see of loan brokers getting into space. How do I go and get customers, right? How do I do that piece of it? Well, if you can figure that out, well, then again, it's not hard to grow a business if you have an unlimited supply of customers. So you've got to figure out that marketing piece. The second thing is that it is hard to scale a business if you do have unlimited access to customers, if you can't sell them. And financing is difficult because every funding product is presented differently. So you have to have the marketing system, the sales system. Now, when we started to help people get into the space of becoming loan brokers, they failed in this area. They couldn't get leads. They couldn't convert the leads. And it took us creating all the marketing materials and the emails and the sales funnels and giving them the sales script and giving them all the stuff we were using to succeed before they started to break through. And man, did they start to break through. Okay, I think Megan was talking earlier today in one of our meetings about one of our clients that I think is on track to do 650 or 700,000 in sales in the business credit space this year alone. And by the way, it's their secondary business. It's not even their primary business. It's something they offer as an upsell and make about $700,000 this year. How does that happen? It's marketing systems. It's sales systems. If you know how to get the leads and how to convert those leads, you can succeed. It's why so many of our clients have become $1 million business owners offering business credit and lending. Now, the first thing is you've got to get marketing assets. You got to get free reports. You got to get guides and email sequences and email funnels and press releases and articles. And you should really consider marketing flyers. You need video assets and webinars. All of that takes a lot to create. Now, I'll show you later how you could just get it all and it's done for you, but it's the first thing you want to focus on. You have to be able to create the assets, the marketing assets to go get those people. Maybe it's a flyer, maybe it's a free report or guide you're promoting on Facebook, but those people are only going to come to you if you have an asset. This is a webinar, right? But this webinar is using a slide deck. The slide deck is the asset. And this is the type of asset that we give our clients. We do a webinar. We prove that it works, right? We make a bunch of conversions, and then we just give our partners the actual assets that they need to market, the free reports, the guides, all of that stuff. Even if you're not working with Credit Suite, this is where you want to start. You have to start creating those marketing assets on your own. And by the way, I'm going to help you because later I'll show you the kind of assets we're actually producing for our partners so you can get an idea of the type that you'd want to create on your own. Now, the second thing is you want to build your sales funnel. Look, you can't get a lead as a novice and convert them oftentimes on a regular basis if you don't have the knowledge you need to. When I first launched in an industry, maybe you can relate. I get off calls and I'm like, oh my God, I should have said this. Why did I say that? I should have done this. And just second guess myself. It drives me crazy when I make mistakes, but I make them all the time when I'm launching a new business. But if I build a sales funnel, it doesn't matter. I can make all the mistakes I need to make because they're going to keep getting emails from me, keep getting correspondence, and they will typically come back to me. So you've got to build a sales funnel to cultivate these leads, to warm them up, to kind of create automated conversions on your own. Everybody might not be ready for money right when they find you. They might be ready 3 months down the road, but if they're not getting emails from you during that 3 months, they're never going to know to come back to you. So an email funnel is essential. You just cannot successfully scale a 7-figure business without this. The third thing is you need to develop a massive action plan. Look, the reason some make no money as a loan broker and some make millions is the action they take. So what I found is the number one thing you want to do is develop a massive action plan. How are you going to get in front of customers? For me, it was email and it was networking events. That's how I got started offering business credit. I had a plan. I went out and took massive action. I started getting affiliates. I started emailing people. I started going to networking events. I created my own networking event. And that's how I got my first customers offering business credit and lending. So you want to develop what is your massive action plan. We'll talk about how to do this a little bit later. But the massive action plan is like, I want to make $10,000 a month. If I were to make $10,000 a month, that's in my world at Credit Suite, that's about 3 sales. I have to make 3 sales. If I want to make 3 sales, I got to talk to probably, 20 people, right? So I got to maybe talk to 60 people in order to make my 3 sales. That's not even right, but you get the idea. So you got to talk to however many people to get there. And then how many people do you have to talk to present to X to get to Y number? That's how a massive action plan works. You work backwards from the money you want to make to how many people you need to present to how many people you need to talk to. Then every day or week how many people you need to talk to. Then you can develop your plan to actually talk to that many people. And that's how you reach your goal. We helped our clients with these maps all the time, our partners, so they can actually be out there successfully offering business credit and lending.
This is the difference between it working or not.
It is.
And I'm going to pause awkwardly because I want to make sure everybody hears it. That is the difference. I think, there's a lot of great videos out there, but one of my favorite entrepreneurs out there, he talks about how you can have a great product. And a lot of times a beginner business owner or entrepreneur will focus on the product. But he can usually tell when it's a more experienced entrepreneur worth investing in because they're thinking about how do I get the leads? How do I distribute? That's the difference. And so I think this is a way that everybody here could fast forward their understanding on how to be successful here. That is the key because we could just deliver the product, but then we would be somewhat jerks because then you can't get customers in, and that's going to be the key to their success. I know you already said it, but I just wanted to highlight it and make sure everybody heard those points because that's the difference between succeeding, because that's what our producing partners are doing, versus not succeeding.
It really is. And it's interesting you say that, Megan, because I learned that the first year as I was coaching our first 400 partners is I would tell them, I said, look, the difference is, and then they would come on board. I'd say the difference 100% of how much you make is the actions you take. It's just that simple. The people that are making $500,000 plus on this are taking action. They're constantly getting in front of people. And I'll tell you a story, Megan. This is really interesting because I think you remember back. We used to go to these boot camps and everybody would come in to these consumer credit boot camps. A lot of our partners would be there. We would take our best performing partners and we would go and have a really nice dinner somewhere. And whenever we would take these partners, 100% of the time, it never failed. 100% of the time, we would go to sit and one was always missing. One in the group was always missing. And we're like, hey, where is Jose? Like, for example. And Jose was one of our partners with this legitimately happened. And he was, where he was? He was talking to the business owner. He was hunting down the owner of the restaurant to talk to the owner about business credit and lending. And every time we did a dinner, it was always the same way. One of them was always finding the owner to talk to him. And this is what they did. When they went to a car wash, they tried to find the owner. When they went to a restaurant, they tried to find the owner. Whatever they did, they were just constantly taking action to be able to find the people to talk to succeed. It really is the key to them succeeding versus so many others that don't get to that level.
Yeah, it's the doers that are successful, and I love that. I just talked with one of our producing partners because I love to check in with them and see how they're doing. And I make sure that I am cheering them on because let's be real, it can be hard and challenging to run a business, but it's so crazy rewarding. And he is doing an incredible job. And the thing that he has going for him is just what you talked about, always out talking to people. He's going to his chamber of commerce. He's out sending guides. He's doing all of these things. And that is how he's successful. And then he has hired us to do the consulting with the client and just rave reviews. I know you're going to dig into that, but that was one of the big keys to his success, focusing on the discussions, getting his name out there. Okay, keep rolling.
Yeah. Very much. And here's Stephen Childs. He says, hey, the partner program is outstanding, constantly adding new features ahead of the curve. The learning curve is simplified, making me a credit expert in my area. My clients love the software. It has empowered me to hold seminars to speak confidently about business credit. So there's so many different ways to get customers, and you're hearing a lot of them. Like, now we hear from Steve doing seminars, for example. Earlier, we heard from Kylan, who's sending salespeople out and doing affiliates, so many different ways. Here's Stephanie, for example. It says, many entrepreneurs face challenges obtaining traditional financing or attracting investors, and building a corporate credit offers a valuable alternative. Representing Credit Suite has been a wonderful addition to my business, providing a reliable team, exceptional service for my clients. And she's offering this as a secondary service. Here's Steve, for example, Lifer. Hey, not only has it boosted my cash flow, but it's also been instrumental in assisting numerous existing clients in launching their businesses and securing the necessary funding for growth. I believe it's a fantastic resource that truly makes a difference, helping more people, making a lot more money. It's the theme, right? So making money with business credit financing used to be hard, but if we combine these three secrets together, it's not hard. Now we see how anybody really can succeed when you combine these three together, right? So that is the marketing and sales system and how we can deploy that to basically attract these entrepreneurs that we want and make a lot more sales. So again, very powerful combination. We're able to offer the right product, business credit lending. We're able to get all the training, the support, the mentorship that we need. And we're also able to get all the marketing sales assets to actually go out and attract customers and be able to make sales. So I know we're about an hour in. Let me ask you a question. It's a lot to process. We've went over a lot, maybe overwhelming. So would you mind if I take an opportunity just to talk to you about how maybe we can help with this? If you don't mind, say yes. If you're interested in us just kind of showing you how we do this for our partners, how we've helped 24,000 people succeed, and maybe you do this with us, maybe you do it on your own. But if you're interested in seeing how we can actually help you succeed and the process that we actually take for our clients for them to succeed, just type in yes. And Megan, you let me know. Are people? I'm not even able to.
You're getting so many no's, it's embarrassing type.
Okay,
actually, you're getting so many yeses. It looks great.
All right, I want to be aware of everybody's time. So then let me give you an idea of how we do things and make you a little bit of an offer I think you're going to love as well. So first of all, when you're working with Credit Suite, we have something called our partner program where all of this is basically done for you. And yeah, we have hundreds and hundreds of these type of reviews, not just 5 stars, but just these elaborate comments about how we've changed people's lives with this, right? Because we're the only place that has these 3 solutions in one place. The ability for you to have a turnkey solution, the ability for you to have the mentorship and training, the ability for you to have all the marketing and training assets ready for you. And this is what it looks like when you put it all together. Now, I won't read all this to you, but Marlon is one of those that not only has secured over 100 business credit cards, over $1 million in funding for us, but he's also built I think now 7-figure business in this space. He travels around, he does webinars, seminars. We were just talking about Marlon today in one of our meetings, and he's been doing this now, making a lot of money, securing over $1 million in funding for himself as well, right? Here's the kind of approvals that our clients are able to get: $25,000 Navy Federal Credit Union, $10,000 Mastercards. This person has too many accounts to even mention. $10,000 account, $40,000 account here. So it gives you an idea of what's actually possible. Now, here's Ray. He's pretty interesting. With their system, we have created over, I'm Ray Fleming, coder of Wise Guys in TE and Ties. Credit Suite has not only transformed our business, but also our lives. With their system, we have created over 7 companies and raised over $700,000 in funding last year alone. We've helped other entrepreneurs access funds and expand their businesses, leading to their success and investment in our ventures. What the heck? This is like the smartest dude ever. Not only did he get $700,000 last year alone, launched 7 businesses, then he helps business owners get money. Then he uses the money that they get to reinvest into his other businesses. I mean, what an ecosystem Ray has created by offering business credit and lending, right? And here's Joel. Become an expert in my field. This program has been one of the best investments in our company, enabling us to increase revenue and expand our reach to more small business owners. And you can see here more approvals: 24,000, 22,000, 15,000, 10,000, 50,000 with Amex. So it gives you an idea of what's possible. Camilla, hey, I was blown away by the commitment. I struggled initially, but with their guidance, I closed my first business credit deal within 3 days. Right? Overall, the experience has been amazing. It's $3,000. So imagine that. Camilla got involved and was struggling to make her business work. She made $3,000 on her first deal in 3 days. I mean, that's life-changing money for her at that point, because that's more than, she could do 2 deals and make more than she'd ever made before in her business. So how does it work? With our partner program, here's what you do. First, you talk to a business owner. You introduce a solution we have. It's a turnkey solution I'll show you called the Business Finance Suite. They buy that solution from you. You enter them into your back office, and I'll show you that as well. And then we do the rest. And then you just get checks in the mail when they get financing commissions as you're continuing to go out and sell more. So we've really created a turnkey way for you to get in this industry and offer business credit and fundability and lending by just selling one turnkey solution and not having to learn everything and get the licensing and build all the marketing assets. It's all basically done for you. So now how it works for your customers. Well, from their perspective, you introduce a super cool solution that helps them get money. They buy from you. They get an email with login credentials and a step-by-step login, and that can even have your branding, your logo on it. And then our advisors call them 5 times the first 5 days and regularly after that. So basically what's happening is that you're selling them the solution. We're handling all the servicing and the technology. You get all the credit and you make the high margins. Simple as that. So who this works for? Well, anybody looking for a secondary income stream, anyone looking to start a new business, our partner program is good for. If you are in the B2B or B2C business, you can succeed with this. If you know people who are entrepreneurs, you don't need experience. You don't need previous knowledge. You don't need a lot of capital to launch this. This is for people that want to start making money quickly. This is even works for you if you've tried other ventures before and failed. So if you think this might not work for you, don't worry. We show you how anybody can succeed. I mean, we literally have people working in stores like Walmart come into this and succeed. We have truck drivers come into this and succeed. Megan and I have scratched our head before. We're like, should this person even be a partner? Like they drive an 18-wheeler and then they come in and kill it. And we're like, well, I guess we can't judge who could succeed and who couldn't, right? We've seen so many people in so many different industries break through. So it's for budding entrepreneurs, novice business owners, experienced business owners with clients, no marketing or sales experience, it can still work for you. New to business and for credit and financing, it can still work for you. So when you work with Credit Suite, here's what you're actually going to get. The first thing we're going to give you is that thing called the maximum money framework. So we're going to basically give you what your clients have. And what you're selling to your clients with the Business Finance Suite gives them the ability to get set up with Dun & Bradstreet, with Experian, with Equifax, get their DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet, and their BAN number and file subject number with Equifax and Experian. We help them fix inaccuracies on the business credit report. And by the way, we do this for you and your clients. So the Business Finance Suite you get for your business as a partner to get money, and it's the same thing you sell to your clients as well. So that means you and your clients are getting access to the largest supply of starter vendors and retail credit, fleet credit, universal credit, auto financing, advanced vendors you don't hear anybody talk about because they'll give you credit based on business credit quality, but they don't report to a reporting agency. An example of like Apple and Best Buy, right? They might not report to a reporting agency, but hey, I kind of like having a $30,000 credit line to Apple. That's helpful for me. So those are advanced vendors. A tiering system so you know which accounts to apply for. There are accounts that are recommended that you get now. Underwriting guidelines for every source, where they actually report to. So all of that, even the terms they offer, is all supplied as part of the maximum money framework. It helps you get maximum money, especially by building business credit. And so now you and your clients don't have to pay Dun & Bradstreet $1,500 to activate your reports, or you don't have to have failing credit scores with the bureaus, or you don't have to apply for a DUNS number and it not show up, or not know how to get high limit accounts or get started building business credit, or not know the order of credit to apply for, or get denied and not know why, or slowly building business credit. Look, our typical client gets to the end of the business credit building process in about 6 months. Without us, it usually takes them 3 years and they get less results. So how do we do in 36 months what normally somebody does and get it done in 6? That's because of our technology and coaching, right? It's because of that CIA approach of rapid coaching that we actually provide with our software that lays this out step by step. So we eliminate all of these things. Now, don't worry. Look, business credit pays for about 90% of what a business owner typically needs to buy. So again, even if somebody can't get a loan from you, they could still get business credit and buy 9 out of the 10 things they were going to use the loan to buy. And it's money anybody can get. So it's a catch-all. So it's very lucrative for you and helps you help a lot more people. Now, on top of that, you're getting access to everything involved with Fundability for you and your clients as well, right? 24/7 access to your own business finance suite. We help you and the business owner set up the name, the entity, the EIN, the address, the phone number all the right way. We help you choose an industry that's not high risk that oftentimes gets business owners denied. So we help choose the right industry, the NIAX code that won't get you denied, get listed in the preferred directories, set up the email address, the website, the business licensing where it's actually in compliance. We even do a compliance checks for what lenders want. We help set up the banking account and the merchant account. Megan mentioned personal credit scores, but we help business owners get LexisNexis check systems, the reports that lenders really use, and even clean those up to have the best chance of getting approved. So all of this is included as well. And that gets us rid of getting denied and not knowing why, or not knowing the right industry code to choose, or spending thousands on websites and trying to be credible when we could spend a minute fraction of that to get it done, or online congruencies that create issues and get us turned down, or not knowing not being able to accept credit cards, or all these things we get rid of just in the fundability step of the business finance suite as well. Now, don't worry. Look, improving fundability has worked for every kind of business that we've helped. So many people have come in and said, I can't get money. I'm in the cannabis industry. I'm like, yeah, we can. Well, prove the fundability, start building the business credit, and be able to access lending that works specifically for that industry. So fundability has worked to improve every business that we've ever dealt with actual lending profile to give you a better chance of getting money. So it works for you no matter what industry you may be in. Now, on top of that, we've got to access funding. And what's interesting about Credit Suite is the only company that offers access to every legitimate business funding product that exists today. So let me give you an example. Lendio is a lender that's known for offering a bunch of different kinds of lending. Lendio has 76 lenders. They can go to their website and they'll tell you the same thing. Credit Suite works with 1,000 plus lenders, to give you an idea. Like over 1,000 lenders, and somebody like Lendio that you may know has 76. So it gives you an idea of how much funding we offer. Cash flow financing, financing for startups, equipment financing, leasing, sales leaseback, securities financing, 401k, IRA, inventory, blanket real estate, bridge loans, fix and flip financing, term loans, SBA loans. All of this is offered. And so because we work with every legitimate kind of funding program, then that means that you have the ability to offer every legitimate funding program to your clients to help more people and to help the people that you do help get more money. And so now we get rid of all these denials because we're a startup, or we don't have cash flow, or we have credit issues, or it gets rid of not knowing the right loans to get, or the right credit lines, or finding lenders that love the industry, or lenders that will overlook your risk or your client's risk. We get rid of all of this stuff because the massive arsenal of funding programs and lenders that you actually have to deal with. So don't worry. Look, everyone is able to get money through the finance suite because they're able to build business credit, even if they can't get lending, right? Even if they don't have a lendable strength after we've improved their fundability, we're still able to build business credit. That's why it's such a brilliant solution as a loan broker, because you're able to help so many more people. And you're able to do all of these things. You're able to improve the fundability and get set up with the reporting agencies and access the best starter vendors and access business credit report data, pre-qualified retail, fleet credit, universal credit, auto financing, loans, credit lines somebody can get now. All of that is in one system. It's the only system like this in the world where all of those things are in one place. So you're getting this maximum money framework. You're getting this business loan broker academy on top of that as well. And the loan broker academy is where we give you all the training you actually need to succeed. So we give you our 7-step partner basic training, 500 plus hours of our training vault actually showing you how to succeed. A lot of people don't know this. I've done a private webinar for 12 plus years that I've done for our partners. 500 hours of training. Here, I'm going to show you this. I'll show you if you don't mind. I'm actually going to show you how cool this thing is right now, because you're literally able to come in and any single thing you could think about that you would actually want to know, you actually have access to. So here's our partner back office. I'm going to go to partner resources. I'm going to go to our weekly coaching webinars. You know what I want to do? I want to start my loan brokerage company by running Facebook ads. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to type in Facebook. And I can see Facebook and PPC advertising, introduction to Google and Facebook ads, how to start, grow highly successful Facebook group to 30,000 plus, right? How to set up your Facebook funnel. So everything you need to do that. You know what? Part of my massive action plan is I'm actually going to come in here and I'm going to get affiliates. how to find affiliates and joint ventures, how to find affiliates to grow a successful business credit financing business. Here's Kylan. Remember the guy I showed you that went from gym coach to a successful 7-figure business owner? Oh, he's on here. He shows you exactly how he did it. He breaks it down step by step for you as well, right? So maybe you want to do challenges. Challenges are hot. We make hundreds of thousands of dollars on challenges. How to use challenges for explosive growth. So anything that you would want a topic on here, we're covering in these weekly coaching webinars. And then if we come here to our basic training, everything you need to launch is right here as well, right? What to know about business credit, what to know about financing, how to sell the finance suite, how your team works, advertising and marketing. Everything is in these 7 steps so you can launch quickly. You're even able to come here. Here's your massive action plan. We talked about that. You're able to actually go through our training on massive action plan and actually create your own massive action plan as part of your 7-step training right here. So you're getting access to funding commission tracking, client management. You're able to add clients for business credit, for funding. You're able to get contracts and agreements, funding program training, underwriting guidelines, everything you need to actually be successful, you're able to get right here. So if we look at this, you're able to go to your client dashboard here to monitor your clients. I'm able to come right here to add clients quickly to the system, and I can add them just for funding. Maybe I don't want them to buy the finance suite. I just want them to get funding. I just go right here and I say, okay, finance only. Or maybe I want to sell them business credit. Here we go. So I simply can enter them here. I can manage them on my client dashboard. I can monitor and manage my actual commissions right here as well. Plus, I'm able to get all kinds of additional funding training. So let's say that you're like, hey, Ty, I don't know. I don't even really know how all these funding programs work. No problem. Here's your cheat sheet. We went ahead and made it for you. Every major funding program that's here, the loan amounts, the interest rates, the approval requirements, they're all here listed one by one, right? So now every one of the programs that you need to offer, you already know how to qualify. All of this training is right here for you as well. So everything you need training-wise to be successful, you're actually getting access to. So now you're able to get rid of trying to figure out how to access every funding program, or trying to figure out how to succeed, or how to manage your clients, or not making money with business credit because you don't have the knowledge. All these things you're missing, trying to determine what works and what doesn't, making money only when someone can get funding. All of this is eliminated because the Business Finance Suite helps you with business credit, helps you with the lending, and gives you all the training you need. This is why people from all walks of life and all industries are able to succeed, because it just makes it so simple for you to be able to do so. But look, as we talked about, you can't succeed if you don't have the marketing and the sales system. So we give you that as well. We give you done-for-you seminars, your own 8-page website, 25 PowerPoint presentations, a year's worth of email content, articles, press releases, a year's worth of social media posts, 25 professionally done marketing videos, free reports, ebooks, guides, webinars, marketing flyers, tested and proven scripts, 3-way calling. We'll actually get on the phone with you and close the deal for you. So again, look at all of this stuff that you're getting in this actual resource section. So if we come and look at and we just looked at funding training, but let's just take a look. Let's go to ebooks. Okay, so ebooks are what you'd use in the business credit and financing guide here. So let's just look at ebooks, for example. This is what you'd use for Facebook guides and Google guides, or Facebook ads, Google ads. Look at this guide. This thing is, I don't know how many pages this thing is. It's 57 pages. You know how long it would take you, even using AI, to come up with a 57-page ebook on every single thing you need to know about getting business credit financing? Somebody's easily going to give you their first name, their email address, and their phone in exchange for getting this thing, right? But this is just an example of one guide. And by the way, I keep going, and the thing is literally 57 pages long. That's one of the guides, just one of the guides you're getting. Okay, let's look at marketing emails. These are all written by professional copywriters. You know how much money it would spend to be able to have professional copywriters writing all of your content for you? But we actually have done all of that. All of your emails, all of your marketing content is already created. So this allows you just to launch and start making money, not having to produce all of these assets. Here's marketing flyers. And by the way, 100% of these are customizable. So we actually use Canva, and you're able to get Canva and use this to modify all of these to actually customize them and make them your own. Here's a marketing flyer, for example. And I'll just do one more quick look. Let's look at videos. The PowerPoint that we offered very similar to the one you're seeing today. So you have an idea of that. Here's 3 short video sales letters. Let me just open up one of this ones here. You probably can't hear it, but
getting the money you need to grow is critical to your business. We help you get funding by improving your fundability, building business credit, and accessing loans and credit lines. Uncover and fix.
So you see, these are all professionally done videos. I mean, these videos are using professional voiceovers as well as actual real edited, formatted videos that take quite a bit of money to make. And those are all available for you. So all of this stuff is there for your disposal. So now you don't have to spend years researching and spend thousands of dollars on websites and all this money to be able to create all these assets and all the cost, trying to write sales scripts with no idea what works, writing thousands of pages of lead magnet content, wasting leads trying to figure out how to close deals when we're actually giving you the actual sales scripts to close. And this is how we help even newbies to the industry succeed and sell high ticket, even if you're not used to selling high ticket, because you're able to get all of that together. And we even have an ultimate program where it's all basically put together for you. All the email funnels, all the marketing materials, all of this stuff is really built out for you using a system called Profit Lifter, where it's literally turn on and deploy. You don't even just get the content, like it's all literally ready for you just to turn on and deploy. Now, we also talked about the matrix. So we're actually going to go ahead and give you access to this fundability matrix as well, because as Megan said, when we were all trying to learn fundability, it was overwhelming for us. So this is the asset and resource that was created for us to be able to figure out how fundability works. We're also going to give you access to that, so you're not frustrated trying to figure out why your clients are getting denied and not know why. Now you'll know why they're getting denied and what to fix. And by the way, we're also going to throw in our business credit building matrix. This has got over 200 items that are used to calculate somebody's, or to actually help somebody build business credit. This is the internal training our clients use, and you're able to access it to have a very good, deep understanding and deep conversations with your clients about how business credit building works. So nobody's frustrated about not understanding how the business credit process actually really works to produce the results it does. And we're also going to give you our funding matrix. It keeps getting smaller, the font, because this is like over 220 factors that tie into somebody else's ability to get funding. And this gives you a really good overview of exactly what is involved with getting people money. So you have the same kind of training that our team actually has as well. So you're not frustrated getting people turned down and not know why. You know the type of funding to actually get somebody based on their qualifications. So on top of those matrices, it's not enough. We've got to get you access to success coaching. So you're also going to get access to success coaching using that CIA methodology, where we can produce rapid growth because you actually have the coaches. Now, we have a partner success team that helps you succeed. We even have account executives who will help you enroll and also help you succeed. And by the way, these AEs sell thousands of people themselves. So who's better equipped to help you sell than people already making thousands of sales now, so you don't get frustrated by not being able to make the sales that you actually need. And the next thing is that you need affordable business lending reports for you and your clients. Look, here's the problem. You can't get business credit reports right now. You just can't. You can go to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. You can't even get them direct from Equifax at this point. And if you go to Equifax or Dun & Bradstreet and Experian and you try to get them from the bureaus, it's hundreds of dollars a month to be able to do so. Now, the other part is you can go to NAV, but NAV's Equifax data is not good. Dun & Bradstreet has slowed down the reporting and stopped a lot of the reporting to NAV. So the problem with NAV is NAV does not even have reliable Equifax or DMB data either. So we have the only place you can actually get real business credit reports, and our reports are lender reports. These are literally the exact same reports that lenders use for lenders to be able to underwrite the deal. They have all of that, all of the same privileged information that lenders have. And here, I'll show you just the power of this alone. Actually, I think I've got my partner resources right here. So I'm going to go back and actually access, where am I? I'll actually bring this back here and go to Bureau Insights. Okay, and Bureau Insights, you're able to access, I can't access that from my system right now, but you get an idea of the actual lender reports. These show fraud alerts. They show the firmographic or demographic details that lenders have, the revenue number, the employee number, multiple credit scores and ratings. You get this for your business, and your clients get it. And by the way, there's only one other way you can get these reports: be a lender. If you're not a lender, you can't get them. This is the only place where they're even available. We're not even able to offer them through credit monitoring. We're not able to offer these reports to anybody that's not a client. Only you and my clients get access to these reports, including you. So you have to be frustrated that you're not able to track what's going on with business credit building. So you're getting the Maximum Money Framework, the Business Loan Broker Academy, the Marketing Sales System, the Fundability Business Credit Funding Matrix, the Success Coaching and Support, the Lender Business Credit Reports as well. And the next thing that you need, well, I'm rapidly going, is a finance specialist. Look, we learned the hard way that when we offer so much different lending, it's confusing. So you're getting an entire funding team to help you help your clients and to help you get funding as well. So you don't have to struggle to be able to figure out what kind of financing to get or present it all to your clients. Our team will even do all of that for you. And this is why it's so easy, because we've taken all these necessities that you'd have to succeed in an industry, and we basically put them all together in one solution where you don't have to actually come in and try to do this on your own. So if all it did was help you and your clients improve fundability, get business credit, and get funding, would it be worth it? I don't know, probably so. If all it did was help you close 1 to 2 finance deals a month with commissions ranging from $1,000 to $3,000 a month, would that be worth it? Or our typical client is making $2,200 in profit. So if you're closing 2 to 3 deals, you're making $4,000 to $7,000 of profit a month. Would that be worth it? I mean, only you can answer that question. But I will tell you this, you have 2 choices. First, do nothing. Don't take a leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free, as we'll tell you in a minute. Or second option is invest in yourself, right? And you start with a small investment compared to the massive return you get, and you give it a shot, as we've already helped 24,000 entrepreneurs do. Keep in mind, if you only made a few sales and only earned $8,000 to $10,000 a month, what would that mean for your business? Would that be a game changer if you only made a few sales and made an extra 10 grand a month? Well, Sandy, one of our clients, made $25,000 in one day from 5 sales. You can read it right here. Hey, thanks to Credit Suite, we sold 5 business credit suites in one day, generating $4,995 each, right? Now you can read on, but what's interesting about Sandy is she did this twice. I was at 2 different events with her when it happened. She wasn't even on the phone. So she was at an event. We were both at an event. I was speaking, she was attending, and she's like, Ty, just made my first sale today, second sale today, 3 sale, 4 sale, 5th sale, right there while I was there. I pulled her on stage at that event. She even told the story. The next event she went to, did the same thing happen. She goes, Ty, I just sold another one, another 2, another 3. And I've been at 2 events with her where she sold 5 of these sales in one day. She sells them, you determine how much you sell them for. She sold them for $5 grand and made $25,000 in that one day. As I mentioned, Kylan went from gym teacher to $1 million entrepreneur as well, offering business credit through affiliates, through basically bankers. He built a sales team. The sales team went out to the bankers, and the bankers sent him his turndowns. That's how he actually made his money. So I don't know, how much would you invest? Well, you can see that I've already shown you how much the total value is. Even at 18 grand, it's a pretty good deal. But this is what it's like to work with us, is you can actually get started and get everything that we talked about today for $4,997, or you can break it down into payments of $697, or I have another big surprise that's even easier to finance and cheaper that I'm going to introduce to you in a minute. By the way, I want to throw in some bonuses through this webinar as well. The first is called our Business Builders Bundle. It's normally $3,997. You get 30 courses, guides, blueprints, and tools to help you generate leads, branding, marketing, advertising, funnel building, product pricing, social media mastery, viral video marketing, rapid business growth. It's an entire blueprint. We went to all the gurus in the space, bought all their stuff, packaged it together, and bought licensing rights to the ability to give to you, and we're giving it away right now as well. Another bonus, $2,697 lead generation machine. 14 guides, blueprints, video series, software kits, and templates to help you generate leads, become an authority, master webinars, blogs, getting local leads, creating postcards, flyers, lead capture pages. That is being given away for free. And we're also throwing in our super sales bundle worth $1,700. 9 courses, guides, cheat sheets, and software for making more sales, creating sales pages, building a sales funnel, writing sales letters, high ticket selling, and creating back-end sales as well. So again, invest in yourself or do nothing. I don't know. But what I do know is this: if you make 2 sales for what our clients are normally selling the business finance suite, you are profitable. And if we don't do everything we say we will do, then in the next 30 days, we will give you your money back. So if you come in and you say, hey, I want some kind of security, well, this is your security. Like, we are here to do exactly what we say we will do. It's why we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of reviews that are positive online. And we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee that if you sign up today and we don't do exactly what we say we'll do, you'll let us know and we'll give you 100% of your money back. It's that simple, right? So the real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to check us out? Even if it does half of what I claimed, then it will pay for itself 10 times over as soon as you get your first approvals. And you can see that we're giving away well over $30K worth of value, not even including all of the bonuses and the business finance suite, everything that comes with it. The matrices we're giving away, those other lead generation machine, the super sales bundle, the business builders bundle, all bonuses that we are giving away for the first 20 people that enroll. You probably could make it to Friday. And by Friday, those people will be gone. The bonuses are gone, but you have until then to get all of the bonuses that we've talked about, where you're able to do one payment, monthly payments, or you can even get it less than $500 a month if you qualify for Credit Key. Credit Key's basic requirements are $40,000 a year in revenue and 600 plus FICO score. If you have one of those, you're typically able to get approved. So Megan, I know we both were kind of going back and forth, so I ran a little bit over my 90 minutes. But that being said, what are your thoughts here as we wrap up and get to questions, which you've already answered a lot of the questions, I'm sure.
We have just the best group. They have so many comments and questions. So I think I'm going to just dive right into those because it talks about what I would add at this point. You know, it's really interesting. I think you and I have done this for so long. I would love to look back at our initial presentations and we probably were like, yeah, we could help you or you could do it on your own. And now it's like, we can help you. That is how you'll succeed. And it's because we keep coming. I know for me, when I go speak in these conferences every year and I bump into somebody and they're like, yeah, I thought I could figure it out on my own, or I was going to do it and then I didn't. And then by the 3rd year, they're like, I bought it. I did it. I'm like already so far in and I'm generating revenue. And once you experience that so many times, you're like, okay, I just need to be very direct with people so that they don't have to waste that time, that they start getting results right away. So that is one thing I'm kind of seeing in the chat is I would definitely, there's some confusion. It's so much information, Ty. Like you and I do not talk slow, and you can imagine there is so much information out there and they're going, I'm a little confused. I'm not quite sure how this will work for me. Sure. That's where our account executives are for. So maybe you could speak about that concept.
Sure. So our account executives are here to talk to you, and you can give them a call right now. My expectation is not that you watch this and go enroll, and it'd be great if you do. My expectation is you probably have some very subjective questions that talking to somebody about would really help you. So give us a call, and our account executives will talk to you, answer the questions. They can work out even more affordable payments. If for some reason you're not able to afford the payments we have, they can talk to you about more affordable payments as well. And here's what's nice about that. That AE, that account executive you're talking to, they're also kind of working as a mentor to you as well, helping you actually succeed offering business credit and lending. They're a mentor that sells thousands of business finance suites themselves. So they're the perfect one to help mentor you on how to do the same thing. So you can just give us a call and the AE will talk to you specifically about your questions, your needs, your special payment arrangements, any of those type of things that we need. They're here to help give you the support that you need.
Yeah. A question that I did answer in here, and I'll go over this one, is, hey, could I use grant funds to buy for this partner program? And my response is, yes, you could. But often I find, especially I've worked with a lot of customers that get grants, right? We sell a grants course. It's incredible. But in order to get a grant, you have to set up a strong business foundation. They sometimes will want to see a DUNS number. So it is not abnormal for us to get a customer that wants to set up their business in the right way, start building their business credit reports just to get grants as part of their overall business strategy. So you can absolutely go out and get a grant, but just be aware there's a lot that goes into that. You may find that you might ultimately want our help to set up the business more efficiently, quickly, get it done so you can get that application in.
Megan, an
Anything
interesting
you want to add to that?
if you don't mind me. I hate to interrupt, but
No,
I want to
dude.
bring this up. I'll throw this in. It's not something I planned on doing, and Alex gets upset. And now you understand, Megan. You're like, hey, what's going on in the sales webinar? What are
What
we going to do?
happened? I'm telling the sales team right now. They're getting the grants
Yeah,
course.
this happens in the sales team's like, nobody told us they were getting the grant thing. Right? I get so much slack for this, and you are here to see firsthand what happens and how this thing comes up. We actually tried to help our clients get grants, and there was no training that was valid online. I bought everything that existed. And the crazy thing is, I swear to you, without exaggeration, there was stuff from the 90s that I was finding. In the 90s, these companies weren't even out there. Grants weren't even out there. So we literally created a grants course, Business Grants Secret, and it basically teaches you everything you need to get local grants, to get state grants, federal grants, private grants. We're teaching you the grant one-on-one grants, how to write the business plan, the grant proposal. And by the way, Megan, this also comes with a list of thousands and thousands and thousands of grants they can get. So if somebody is interested in getting grants, this is a $997 product we sell. I'm going to throw this in as well. I'm going to throw this $1,000
I
product
just
if
told
anybody's
them.
getting started this week.
Did you hear me feverishly typing? Sales team, marketing team. By the way, this just happened live.
So I'm going to throw that in because
That's
if
great
somebody
because
does
this
want,
is going to help that person out. I think that's what they're going to need.
yeah, and if look, if they could work with our team and work out affordable payments to buy it, if they're going to use a grant, well, then you might as well just access the top grants course on how to do that. And then they get access to the grants course so they can go out and be able to get grant money, not just for us, but for other purposes as well. So
One of the things I like about Credit Key is that you can use that financing for other things. It is business financing. And so it's a soft inquiry on Equifax. It doesn't show on your personal credit report as debt. It is business financing. So if somebody wants to finance things that way, it's also basically like a line of credit that you can use in other places. So that's pretty nice. I had another really good question. This is from Greg. Are you ready for this?
I'm
this
ready.
Is banker. Okay. This is the language that I speak. The concept of business credit and fundability is a bit confusing to me. And I appreciate him being totally transparent on this because it helps us know how to help. I've been selling commercial loans for over 15 years, so this is not a rookie.
Sure.
In business credit is business credit selling credit cards. Ultimately, I'm looking to open a brokerage, and because the banking regulatory environment is becoming increasingly restrictive, and it's difficult to show people to help people in the current environment. That's exactly why I also left banking, Greg. So welcome. And Ty, how would you?
So here's the way this works is that what we found was that a lot of business owners are getting turned down for credit cards and loans for things that were very easy to fix. And this is where fundability was really invented. Fundability was invented because what we realized was that there were things that don't take a lot to fix if you know what you need to fix that will get somebody approved. So when you sell the business finance suite, I think it's Greg, then this is the turnkey system you're ultimately selling. Now, it might not have some of the stuff down the side because they don't have sales reps commissions. They're not a broker like you, but you basically have a turnkey solution. You sell them. So ultimately, the way this works is that this business finance suite you're selling for typically $3,000, which is what we retail it for, $3,000 to $5,000. All of our partners are selling in that range of $3,000 to $5,000. You're paying Credit Suite $500 to $700 on the wholesale side. So you sell this for $3,000 to $5,000. You pay us $500 to $700 for every sale. What's the range of $500 to $700? It depends on how many you buy. If you buy one customer suite at a time, it's $700. A lot of our partners, as you can imagine, are very successful. They're selling 15 a week or 20 a week. They're buying them in bulk, called prepaid enrollments, and they're getting them as cheap as $500. So you sell it for whatever you want, typically $3 to $5 grand. You're paying $500 to $700. You can do the math. You're conservatively making $2,200 to $4,200 in profit on every sale. And this is turnkey. You don't need to go through loans and place loans with lenders or any of that stuff. You just sell them this system. You make your $2,000 to $4,000 in profit. And then what happens is the client comes in and step by step, they start walking through the process. So we start right here with Fundability. We start walking them through and understanding what gets them turned down to fix that stuff so we can increase their chances of getting approved. Then we start walking them through these steps of building business credit. Now, including establishing initial business credit here and starting to build business credit, accessing business credit reports. So to give Greg an idea of what this looks like, here's what this looks like. Business credit basically gives you this ability to be able to get high limit credit lines at, let's say, almost every major retailer. So Greg, as an example, let's say one of your clients is in credit repair. Well, if I'm in credit repair, I need cameras, I need computers here, I need my mouse, my keyboard, I need a desk, I need a chair, I need a filing cabinet, I need printer, I need ink, I need mailing. 100% of those things business credit can buy, right? Business credit could buy all that stuff. So if I have a credit repair company, Greg, that doesn't have good credit, they don't have revenue, they have no collateral, you and I both know in that world for you, the customer's dead. And can you confirm that, if you don't mind, in chat with Megan? If you have somebody that doesn't have good credit, they have bad credit, they don't have cash flow, let's say they're a startup, and let's say they have no collateral, Greg, wouldn't that be somebody that you would deny? You wouldn't be able to get them a loan. And you can type that into Megan, and Megan, you can chime in when he responds.
He said, absolutely, it's dead, exclamation point, exclamation point.
It's dead, right? Yeah. And that's fine. And guess what? Greg, you've been doing this a long time. So I pretty much feel pretty confident if they couldn't get money from you, they ain't going to go down the street and get it, right? I mean, I'm pretty confident they're not going to go to some other broker and they're going to work some kind of magical formula to get approved. If you can't get them done, you're confident, I'm confident they ain't going to get done nowhere. By the way, when I say the word ain't, I'm serious, just so you know. I know proper English. I
was going to say.
I do. But I'm really serious about something, Megan. You hear that ain't come out of me. It ain't going to happen.
I don't hear it often, so you must.
I'm pumped up right now. But then in that same world, this person comes in here and they can still get the help they need. They can still get a $10,000 Staples account and a $20,000 Costco account, and they can still get $5,000 at Apple, and they can still get $10,000 at Best Buy, and they can still get $5,000 at IKEA. And so what happens is they're still able to get these credit limit accounts at all of these retailers that would buy all the stuff they would need to buy without the loan or without the actual credit line. So now all of a sudden, Greg, in this world that you've been turning all these people down because they can't get the loan, now you're able to say, look, man, you can't get the loan. You don't have cash flow, you don't have credit, you don't have collateral, but I can help you build business credit. And here's what would happen in that world from that person. Month one, week one, they go through and build or improve their fundability. Then in week one, they start getting approved for initial business credit. Now, this initial business credit is where we're starting to build a credit profile and score with them. So we get them improve their fundability, we get them set up with the reporting agencies, and we start get them real usable credit, right? Places that sell like office supplies, like Maverick, right? They sell stuff at credit repair company. I'm just using a credit repair company as an example, would need, or they're able to come in here and get Office Garner for that, or they're able to get CEO Creative or Creative Analytics. They can do marketing. They legitimately can run Facebook ads as one of their starter vendors right here through Creative Analytics. And Creative Analytics, they actually will come in and they'll actually report to Equifax. And then what will happen is Office Garner will report, and then Mavic will report, and then Murphy USA will report. And so what happens is now these accounts start to show up on the business credit reports. So now we help them get bureau insights to see the account showing on their business credit reports. And then now they've got a business credit report established. They've got a business credit score established. So now we start to come in and get them all of this other credit. And it just doesn't stop. There's credit for airlines. There's credit for hotel. There's credit for almost any kind of industry you could think of. It's stuff here. Stuff that, like, I don't know what Cefco is. I don't even know what they do, right? I'm going to go learn more to figure it out. But I can tell you that it's probably industry specific, right? So it's a fleet car. right? So now I'm able to fuel my vehicle. I'm able to get Pilot Flying J. I'm able to get BP. I'm able to get Chevron. I'm able to get Sunoco. So what happens is the business owner is able to come in and get all of this credit they can use to fund the business. Now, every source we say if they're recommended or not, they qualify or they don't. We say show if they have a personal guarantee or not, who they report to, the terms they offer, what they actually sell. So it's just a super simple system. This isn't some marketplace where there's a bunch of cards in there. What we're actually doing is we're telling somebody, here's the proper order of accounts to apply for. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Don't get to this tier until you have this many accounts on your credit reports. So if you think about it, Greg, we're eliminating denials. They're done. They're gone. They don't exist. First, we improved their fundability and figured out what would get them turned down and fix the stuff. Now we're feeding them the credit in the exact order they should be applying for that we know they'll get approved. And now as they continue to do this and use the credit, they get 5,000 limits, jump to 10 to 20 to 30 to $50,000 limits. And now what we find is that 90% of what a business owner needs to buy, business credit is paying for them. And so what you're doing in that situation, Greg, you're selling this, you're making 2,000 to 4,000 in profit. The client gets the turnkey solution and something that will work for them. Now, being a commercial broker, you may want to do all the lending on yourself. Okay, no problem. So we're going to come in and we're going to add this client and we're going to sell them business credit, but I don't want Credit Suite to offer the funding. I'm going to offer the funding myself. So I'm just going to come here and say, no, I do not want you to discuss funding with the client. And now we don't even mention funding to them. They never even know that we talk funding. So as a loan broker, you can decide whether we offer funding to them or we don't. And you can even decide, I only want you to offer this kind of funding, but not this kind of funding. Maybe I want you to offer SBA, but I do revenue lending. I don't want you to offer that. So you have all of these choices. Maybe you say, Ty, I don't want to sell them this. I just want to bring them in for funding. They need book of business financing because they're an insurance agent, and I don't deal with book of business financing. So then you send those to Credit Suite, and we fund those for you and basically split the commissions. Like most of our payouts are 40% or higher on our funding commissions. So Megan, that's a very long answer, but I think it tells a lot of people how all of this actually works, and maybe that'll answer what Greg has. And maybe
Greg, it's a little bit of a mind shift because on the banker side, we're like thinking SBA and lines of credit and credit cards and loans. But as entrepreneurs, I just need to pay for ad spend. I need to pay for the employees' desks. I need to pay for the computers. And I could do that with credit cards. But what I suggest, and I am a prior lender, what I suggest to business owners is do not use your line of credit. Do not use your business credit cards with a PG, especially not your personal credit cards. Do not use those to buy the things that you could buy with a business credit account, especially if it doesn't require a PG, it doesn't show on the personal credit report as debt, and it reports to build up the business credit history. It's all part of the strategy of being a business owner. And so I hope we answered that. It was a solid question. Let's see, I've got more questions, Ty.
Oh, Tim.
Are we ready to do this? Okay, yeah. That's why we're here. Okay, if we are, I answered her question. I already spoke with an account executive and he was not able to get a more affordable payment for me. Can you help, please? And this is anonymous, so this is what I would say. Call or schedule and ask them about Credit Key. Unfortunately, I don't have your contact information, so I don't know who you are to look into it, but that's what I would do. Call and ask about Credit Key. We've got Donnie who asked if this is MCA financing.
Megan, if we could go back, if that person was willing to type in their email address in the Q&A, not the chat, type it into the Q&A or the chat with a private message to Megan. If there's any way we could get that person's email and get it to Steve on our sales team, maybe there's something we could do to help beyond what we were able to do.
Absolutely. That's a great suggestion. That's an even better way to help. Okay, I've got his email. So I'm pulling that out right now, putting it on my list. All right, let's see. Oop, that didn't go well.
While you're doing that, Dan says, what other costs are there? Isn't there some sort of credits you need to buy? Okay, so again, what we kind of went over with this is there's only really one main cost. And that is, remember, we have a wholesale retail relationship. So when you buy, you're paying, let's say $5,000, right? And your client is paying $3,000. So they're paying $3,000 for the business finance suite. You're getting the business finance suite as part of your enrollment. So if you really think about it, you're getting the same system they are. And then for a couple grand more, you're getting all those resources. We talked about all of that stuff. Once you pay, all of this is indefinitely yours. You have access to all of this. Now, the only cost you'll pay beyond that is what we've already talked about. If you make a sale, if you sell a client, then you sell it for $3,000 to $5,000. You're paying us wholesale $500 to $700, depending on if you're buying one credit at a time or more, and you could buy those credits right here. And then that's it. We do all the servicing. You make the sale. We do the actual, we actually take care of the client. We provide the software. We provide the coaching. And that's how that actually works. Now, the only other upsell you have is there's an executive program, which you can get into once you're started, and it pays you higher commissions. It gives you more content. So for those people that say, Ty, I'm an influencer, man, I need more content. We give them more content. We give them higher commission splits. That's something that some of our partners elect to get down the road. Now, the other thing you want to look into, whether you work with Credit Suite or you don't, and it's not really an additional cost, is Profit Lifter. So Profit Lifter is a company that we partner with that builds out all the automation, the CRM, the websites, the landing pages, all of that for our partners. You don't have to do this, but a lot of our partners do it because like your CRM, your automation, all that stuff is built in Profit Lifter, and it's kind of turnkey. So that answers your question. There's really no additional cost besides the fact that you're buying units from us for $500 to $700 wholesale. You're selling them for $3,000 to $5,000. And there's a couple elective things like executive and like a Profit Lifter if you wanted those as well.
Okay, perfect. Donnie said, is this MCA financing?
It is not. Well, we do offer MCA financing. It's not as popular. MCA, merchant cash advance. We don't do a lot of MCA deals because the rates are so outrageous, but we do something similar called revenue lending that looks at all of the revenue of the business, not just credit card transactions. So keep in mind, this isn't a kind of financing. We deal with every kind of financing. So yeah, it includes MCAs, revenue lending. It also includes securities financing, equipment leasing, equipment sale, leaseback, stocks, bonds, 401k, IRA financing, inventory financing. You get the idea. Every kind of financing that's out there, we offer, and MCAs is part of it, but we don't do a lot of that. We typically do revenue lending. And Donnie also said, are there any restrictions based on personal credit or character? And the answer to that is with funding, yeah. Some funding is based on consumer credit and some doesn't. Like if they have assets that can serve up as collateral, they don't need good credit. If they have revenue, they don't need good credit. So most funding we offer doesn't require good credit. It requires a strength like collateral, cash flow, something like that. And remember, none of those things are factors when it comes to business credit building either.
Absolutely. I like that. Rebecca said, this is an amazing program. I recently enrolled for the credit funding part of Credit Suite and would love to upgrade to become the business loan broker. So she'll be calling in today, but I do have a separate inquiry, maybe unrelated, which I have been thinking of. Do you guys have any information or training program on how to become a tier 1 lender? Look at her.
It's if you go to Credit Suite, if you go to creditsuite.com/reporting, creditsuite.com/reporting, I put together a guide that will show you what you need to know there.
Okay. And then I have another question. What does it cost to upgrade from, I believe there are core customers. What does it cost to upgrade?
Give us a call. The short answer is the difference between what you've already paid and the 5,000. So if you've already, that's the short answer. I don't know if you came in on one payment or monthly payments, but we're going to look at what you paid and we're just going to discount that directly off partner. If you paid all of core, you paid $3,000, which by the way is what everybody's selling here. And the partner program's $5,000. So that's the difference, is $2,000 between those programs. But I just don't know what you've paid on core. That's why we'd have to talk a little bit more to figure that out.
Okay, this is an advanced question. This is one from Greg, and I think many may have this, and I hope it doesn't confuse people. But he's like, I want to do the loan brokering. I want to do the lending part, right? But your product and the software and the advisors and the business credit, I want that too for my customers. So how do you explain how to best handle that situation?
Well, Credit Suite's really big on options. And I think what he's saying. So is he saying that he'd like us to help him with the lending side, and then he'd also
He
like
wants to do it. If he's got a successful brokerage, and so he's like, I want to keep doing the lending, and maybe if I don't have the tools and resources, I'll tap you guys in. But
and that's exactly how our system is set up. So as we looked at this earlier, Greg, it's as simple as this. You're going to sell them the business credit builder. Then you're going to come right here and say no. And that way we never discuss financing with them. If you put that you do not, keep in mind, a lot of our partners are loan brokers. A lot of our partners want to offer all funding to clients or some funding, but want us to do the fundability of business credit. Very typical scenario. So we just built in a simple option. When you set up a new client, you just say, you take this check and say, no, I don't want you to discuss funding. We never discuss funding. Then only our advisor team, because we have a separate finance team. So at this point, only our advisors building business credit and only our tech, including fundability and business credit, will be seen to them. They don't see or hear anything about financing. It's that simple. Now, if you say, I do have a funding client and they need book of business financing or account receivable financing, I don't do that. Well, then you can come in here and you could just say, I'm going to refer them directly for funding, and we can help them just with that funding program. So you have an option, Greg, of us just helping them with funding, or you have an option of us just helping them with business credit building. It's completely your choice. And the other nice thing about this is this is a great upsell for you. It's not just a good solution, even if they can't get other funding, right? But if they can get other funding, then it's a great upsell for you, because once you get them that money, I don't know, Greg, what you're selling them beyond that, but this is a huge upsell for them to be able to build business credit fundability and improve fundability. And I'll give you an example. Seek Capital is probably one of the bigger companies in the credit card stacking space. This is what they do. They sell their clients their primary product, credit card stacking. They're a lender. Then they sell them our product. They're a partner. They then sell the partner on business credit. They're like, hey, we got you money. Now let's get you more money without a personal guarantee. Here's this whole solution. They use it as an upsell after they've already sold their primary product. So keep in mind, it's a way to help people that can't get funding by marking business credit, and then upsell the ones that can. And all you'd have to do is select that you don't want us to discuss funding, and we would. It's as simple as that.
Very good. We did have somebody ask about Credit Strong, and I think this illustrates the confusion that can be around the term business credit and building business credit. I've even seen companies like American Express start to say they help build business credit, and others. And so I think it's really important to clarify that, hey, Credit Strong does absolutely, they approve you for an account, and then it reports to Equifax and the Small Business Financial Exchange, but it's one account. And so what we do here at Credit Suite is I would just encourage everybody to kind of open up that lens beyond one account, right? One American Express card, one account. We're here for the life of your business. Expand that view, and we're not just building your business credit reports. We're not just getting one business credit account. We're not just getting a DUNS number. We're doing all of those things, and we want to grow with the business. So sure, today, this 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 accounts will help, but then tomorrow they're going to need this account or this account. I am constantly, every single month, still working on getting capital for our business to continue to grow it. That's part of my day-to-day duties and responsibilities. And it's going to be the same for all business owners. That means we want to retain them for the life of their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
I think we answered.
I've got a couple questions, if you don't mind, and I'm just going to answer really quick, Megan. And so Angela said, hey, I'm part of the organization loaded with small business owners. How would you recommend I get started, and your recommendation for me to introduce to them? There's a lot of different ways we would do this depending on the organization and get more insight. But for example, you could go and do a presentation to that organization. You could say, look, go to the head of the organization, say, do you think that learning how to get business credit so that business can fund itself would be useful to the group? And they're like, yeah, overwhelming. Then you could actually present to that group, and we provide you all the PowerPoints to be able to do that. That's probably one of the easiest ways to do that. You also would have videos. You could send them videos to the whole group about business credit building and how you could help them. The videos are turnkey, and that would work as well. You might even use flyers for that. But I think from what you're saying, Angela, the best way would be to present to that group. I'm sure the head of the group would love it if you did that. And we have all the PowerPoints. I even have one like this you can access that's all about selling business credit that you can could actually use just to educate and or sell as well. And then Dan says, so we can sell them business loans without selling them the product and then upsell the plan. Yeah, it's designed to do that. So the system's designed because a lot of people may get financing for the customer to get the money to buy, right? So you could come in here and go to finance blueprint only, submit them just to get funding. Then we get them funding. Then they could even use the money and you could come back and enter them to be able to buy the business credit builder. So that's another option for you there as well. So Megan, I just saw those in Q&A.
Nice.
I know you're man in the chat. So any other questions we should get into and answer?
I don't see any more questions. They had really great questions. So, and like we mentioned, we also have our account executive team.
So it's interesting. And by the way, your questions, if you have a question still, don't worry. They're not going to not go unanswered. You just have to give us a call at the bottom of the screen. Megan said something earlier, and I happened to look down, and I noticed something that I have here that just is a reminder. And I don't keep a lot of things on my desk. I have a few things on my desk. I have like these things here, which are very important because my dad and my daughter getting baptized, right? So I keep things like that on my desk. But one of the other things I keep is this. And this might not look like to anybody. It's just a simple fuse. But this is a fuse that ended up being the issue that was wrong when my landing gear failed on my plane. And I've been a pilot for 10 years. It was one of my goals in business to get to a point where I could have a small little plane that I have. And it was one of the scariest moments I've ever had, right? Because the last thing you want to do is have your landing gear fail and not be able to get back on the ground. And so I keep this as a reminder that life is short. And if you really, I believe that success happens when preparation meets opportunity. And so the interesting thing is this is a really cool opportunity for you to probably make the kind of money that I believe that you deserve to make. And if you've been sitting there and visualizing and thinking about making the kind of money you want to make that's life-changing for you and your family, then all of a sudden the opportunity just presented itself today. The question is, are you prepared to take advantage of that opportunity? Because life is short. Anything can happen. And so we all have kind of a limited window here to get in and do the kind of things that I think we'd all like to do to give ourselves financial peace of mind, and also to give us that for our family as well. So that's something I keep in mind. Life is short, and I think you've got an amazing opportunity here with a tremendous amount of bonuses that well exceed the actual investment to get going. You've got an entire team. You've got the marketing system. You've got the sales system as well. You've got the right product to sell. You've got multiple options of how you sell and offer the product. You're not getting it from some fly-by-night company. Credit Suite's been around for well over a decade. We have hundreds of reviews online, hundreds of real results online. Our reputation speaks for itself. And now you have an opportunity to make next year the best year ever. Maybe you're bolting this onto your primary product and selling it as a secondary product, just as upsells. We got people making $600,000-$700,000 plus on that just as a secondary service. Or maybe you're like many of our partners you saw here, want to build a 7-figure business and get into $1 million business range. This is the way to do it. What I love about this is that you're making $3,000 to $5,000 on every sale. You're making $2,000 to $4,000 in profit on every sale. You got funding commissions you're getting paid on the back of that as well that are oftentimes $2,000 or $3,000. So there's not a lot of stuff in this world you could sell and potentially make $2,000 to $5,000 on every sale. And that's what I found in my life, is that I can sell credit repair for $99 a month, or I could sell something worth $5,000. I still have to talk to 10 people and get a closing percentage of about 20%. No matter what I sell, the industry average for that thing is typically about 20%. So you might as well sell something that's worth really high perceived value. People will willingly pay for it. It's something in high demand. It's something unique. It's something that stands out. It's something people want. And you can make a lot of money on one sale. So it doesn't take a lot of monies to create life-changing income for you to be able to create the financial health that you want, right? The financial freedom that you want to have, you're able to do as a primary or a secondary business. And if the only thing that's holding you back is monthly payments, let us know. Let us work for you on a way to make this affordable. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. I don't know. But depending on what will work for you, but at least give us a call. It's worth a 5-minute conversation with our team to see what we could do to get you approved through Credit Key, or to be able to do other things to work on lowering your payments to make it affordable for you. And also don't forget, if you know 2 people that would be interested in getting money to grow their business that you think this may be a fit for, 2 people pay for your enrollment and you're profitable. Even if you sold it for only $3,000, you'd still make a profit if you only made 2 sales in your entire lifetime. So if you make 2 sales and you're getting your money back, and you heard from people today that made their first sale in 3 days and 5 sales in a day, so you know it's possible, then again, you're already profitable with 2 sales, and the rest of it's all gravy. The rest of it's all profit. The kind of stuff I look at when I'm getting involved in an opportunity. So a heck of an opportunity if you're prepared for it. And if you've been thinking about the way to make next year your best year ever, or create the financial freedom you want, I don't know, maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's meant to be that you're here right now and the opportunity presents itself. So we'd love to see you on the other side as a partner and succeed as a business loan broker. Megan, first time you've ever joined me for this. It was super cool. I know I just
Wasn't
took
it
a lot of
fun?
your time.
I had a blast. I did talk to the team. I'm like, look, we can finance these guys into payment plans, and so I think there's definitely opportunities, even if they can't qualify for Credit Key. My team does have the green light to do that. And I was just thinking about, and I'm sure everybody has those moments. They're probably all thinking about them too. The time that you made a decision and you didn't know it was such a pivotal moment. It was just me sitting in the right place at a meeting in my community, right? I sat down, and that's how I became a contractor and started doing this on my own. It was literally a 3-minute conversation. I think the difference between whether it would have worked or not is that I was just in a situation where I had to be a doer and I had to take action. And I just think about, if I wouldn't have done that, right, then we just wouldn't be here like this. It would look so different. And I think that's the beautiful thing about life, is we have the opportunities to make those choices. So I didn't want to add to your story, but I just couldn't help it. I was just thinking about how we all have those moments, and I'm sure everybody's here is thinking about those too. So that's all I had to add. You're getting rave reviews. People are saying you did an awesome job. I don't see any new questions. So Ty.
Sounds good. We're going to wrap up. Feel free to give us a call. There's 2 things you can do. You can go to creditsuite.com/partner-webinar and sign up there. And then if you'd like to talk to us about anything, answer any specific questions, talk to you about your scenario, see if you can qualify for Credit Key, talk about lower payments, give us a call at 877-600-2487. That number's at the top of our website at creditsuite.com, so check this out. Look, my goal is twofold when I do this. First, even if you don't work with Credit Suite, I want you to walk away with some ideas. You're like, I learned a lot, and I think this is something that I can do. And maybe you set out on your own course. Or the second thing is, there's a lot of people that want the faster, easier path. And if you are that person that wants a faster, easier path, we'd love to work with you. I mean, we've helped 24,000 business owners, or people, I should say, they weren't even business owners when they got it to us, succeed in this space. We have tons of experience, and I know we can help you as well. So give us a call. Let's talk more. Don't forget, the first 20 people get all the bonuses. Basically, let's say by the end of the day, Friday. So by the end of the day, Friday, you're really looking at all those bonuses, including the grants course I threw in. All those are available to you by Friday. And that the value of the bonuses is well more than you're even going to enroll, let alone everything you're getting when you're enrolling. So creditsuite.com/partner-webinar, or give us a call at 877-600-2487. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side as partner and helping you become a successful business loan broker. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.